Welcome back, everybody. It is now time for What's Hot, where we talk about the stories that have us all talking.
Today we are joined by John and Willow from Milwaukee social media. There they are. And Brian Fraley is back with us. A church in Altoona has told a Boy Scout troop to find a new place to meet. Troop 90 has been meeting at St. Mary's Catholic Church for more than 20 years, but the Scoutmaster says he was told to find a new place because of concerns about allowing openly gay boys to join that troop.
There's really it's almost impossible to know where to start with this one. But I'll leave all the obvious stuff right on the table and just say the Boy Scouts of America are a community group. The Catholic Church posits itself as a community service organization. It feeds the poor. It takes care of AIDS patients in Africa. It has a precedent of serving whoever comes to its door. Those are the Lord's teachings. And in this day and age, really not allowing people to use the facility because there might be a gay person in the room, I can't even get my head around it.
Well, this is going to happen more and more after that court ruling that forced the basically negotiated settlement that forced the Boy Scouts to accept openly homosexual members. You're going to find this more and more, that non-secular organizations like the Catholic Church and others are going to, on a case-by-case basis, decide whether or not they want to open use their facilities for the group. This Altoona thing might be the first one, but you're going to see this all over the country.
What do you think about it, though?
Well, I think as a non-secular organization, they have the right to determine how their church's teachings are going to be adhered to. Whether or not I agree with it or not, I believe that they have the right to make that decision.
I think they have the right, but in many cases, you would hope common sense would prevail and they would be in more of a religious mindset, like John Ann pointed out about their teachings and what the Catholic Church does.
And the Pope's statement recently saying,
right.
we need to be more accepting of gay people.
Exactly.
Right.
And they're meeting there.
Yeah,
well,
they're not part of the congregation. They're using it as a meeting.
And it's also a small town in Wisconsin where they've been for over 20 years. I mean, the whole thing is just, it's deplorable,
But
really.
it should surprise no one, and it's going to happen more often because the courts are imposing this change
It's still
as opposed to
discouraging.
society taking up the change on its own.
Okay, coming up next, a retailer admits their clothes. Again, we're joined by John and Willow and Brian Fraley. He's the managing editor of Right Wisconsin, filling in for Jeff Wagner today. All right, the Children's Place clothing company has pulled a T-shirt some say is sexist against girls. It shows a checklist of my best subjects, check marks by shopping, music, and dancing. No check mark by the word math, and it says, well, nobody's perfect under that. Do you think this shirt is insensitive?
I have two boys, and one of my sons likes funny logo T-shirts, and he has several T-shirts that he's picked out himself that are anti-homework, anti-hard work. And I got to wonder, on my Facebook page today, someone posed the question, what if this had been a boy's shirt where it was fishing, baseball, skateboarding, and then no check mark by math? Would anybody have said a word? And I think that's a really good question.
That's a great point, and that's exactly where I was going. Is it insensitive to girls? Probably.
It's insensitive to children.
It's insensitive to children who aren't good at math. I think we need to lighten up a little bit, and you don't have to buy the shirt.
I had a T-shirt when I was a kid that was a cause of much outrage. I was proud to have it. It was Bart Simpson. It said underachiever and proud of it. And that was, that was blasphemy when that shirt came out. Oh, how dare kids think they can get away with underachieving.
Also prophetic, right?
It's interesting, though, maybe the backlash is because this stereotype of young women in math is really no longer true. I mean, young girls are excelling in this area, and there's been a push to achieve this, so maybe that's where it comes from. Although, if I had that shirt, math definitely would not be checked because it is not my strong suit in any way.
In my son's accelerated algebra with Trig's summer school class, he chose to take this summer. There were about 8 kids, 4 of them were girls, and he said all the girls did better than almost all the guys except one.
So you know what? I think in this day and age,
lighten up.
Yeah,
Lighten
I
up.
agree.
All right, topic number 3.
Prompter, please. In our final What's Hot, Lululemon Athletic admits it doesn't offer plus-size clothing. The retailer says focusing on size 12 and smaller is an integral part of its business strategy. Lululemon says plus-size consumers just not the focus right now. Should the retailer discriminate against plus-size people?
Is it discriminating, or is that knowing who your market is?
It's not discriminating. Blaine Bryant doesn't make tiny little sizes, and neither does Torrid. And Victoria's Secret doesn't make really, really large bras either. Everybody can make what they want. It's a capitalist society. It's a free country. Probably because it's the hottest brand of women's athletic wear in the country, a broader swath of people wish they could wear it, and hence the pressure. But they choose to opt out of that. Lululemon does, and that's their right.
And if enough people want it, they eventually will make it.
Right.
I mean, it's a business. It's
demand
not,
will
yeah,
catch up.
People just need to chill out and
I
lighten
have
up.
a beef to pick with tall clothing. It's still difficult to find. That's my beef with retailers.
Well,
Not a
I have a
problem, my
beef
friend.
with short clothing.
But you have a whole petite section.
You know what? That's a joke, by the way.
Never shop there. I'll take your word for
Okay,
it.
thank you.
Brian, you and I are on an island for this.
You know,
one.
we are
Yeah.
just, they're listing brands that I've, never heard of. I'll take your word for it.
I wish ties were less expensive. That's all I
I do.
got.
That
All
I
right.
do.
I do love a good tie, though.
You guys have it so easy.
Let's take a break, please. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Thank you.